Hello to viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. I hope audio and video is working. I'm gonna wait for incognito window to give me a feedback loop so we'll know whether things are working or not. So let's see. Okay, so all things considered, I think audio video is working. So let's get started. Now, again, few big things happened very recently. The biggest boom event that happened is Blue Origin rocket went kaboom, and that's a big deal because you have to understand that America is in a very awkward position. They cannot genuinely beat China simply because China had like head start and they had a clear plan and they had it for 30 years. So China is now milking that what you call planning. So there is an old saying like a failure to plan is planning for failure. So America is going through that. Now America did try to give money to SpaceX in order to build a human landing system because they have the rocket, cool. They have the crew capsule, good. They don't have anything to land with. So that's why Artemis 2 is super easy. It's just that there is no human landing system. What the hell you gonna do afterwards? So in 2021, they gave the contract to SpaceX in order to build a human landing system, which at that time they said like, yeah, 2023 would be fine. And NASA was like, yeah, okay, do it by 2024. Few months go by, NASA realizes that's not happening. So they shift the date and that was in 2025. So, and few years passes and then they realize that, yeah, SpaceX is not going to be able to deliver it in time. Then Blue Origin got it, even though Blue Origin had a court case before, they did not win it effectively. So, but second time the code was open simply because they wanted something what we call simplified architecture, as in just do this, do not try to overcomplicate, do not try to like, you know, okay, I'm gonna refuel like 10-20 times. That's just not acceptable for something that has to be done before time. Let that be very clear. Can Starship work as Elon Musk is envisioning it? There is a chance it could work. Can it work before the deadline of 2030? Yeah, no. So even NASA knows this. That's why Blue Origin is such an important. And again, if you have checked the press conference that NASA had about the ignition event, so to say, basically after ignition they had a you know, update. In that update, they talked about like how Blue Origin is gonna like, you know, they have two missions planned, where it's like one, they're gonna have like, you know, just a dummy, not even dummy, I will say lightweight instruments to just land on the moon to figure things out. So it will help them with large size human landing system for Artemis 3. Yeah, that rocket went boom, completely boom. And it was a wet rehearsal with stage 1 and stage 2 fully fueled. So the boom event apparently is world's largest rocket boom event, or maybe even what you call largest in America. There is a good chance it could be what you call, wait a minute, is my, hold on. Do I have some setting that is causing issue? Let me double check, customize. Okay, my bad. Yeah, I fixed it. Any Tom, Dick and Harry can comment it. My apologies, there was a mistake. I fixed it. Yeah, 3. Yeah, only 3 minutes of mistake. My apologies. It does happen time to time. You guys should be able to comment at this point in time. Continuing with it. So when booster went to boom, the second stage also went to boom, and because everything was there, yeah, the consequence was very severe. And be mindful, this is a big consequence because again, timeline is coming close to being over. And right now the early images are the lightning arrestor went, again it's lightning arrestor, you should be able to rebuild it, but the trench got damaged, the structure got damaged. That is significant. That's not something that can be rebuilt very quickly. And apparently the booster that was in the hangar, that also had an incident. That I'm a bit confused about, because again, the reason you have the distance between the rocket launch and the rocket assembly place is just that rocket goes boom, your assembly remains intact. So why the heck it did not remain intact? Did the structure was like not built to actually handle a boom event, or it was like oh, hold on. My apology. In India, we have a saying: if somebody is, you know, trying to recall you, you will have a hitchkey. So, yeah. As to that, you know, explain the Pragmata versus God of War philosophy in detail, as I don't see nothing wrong with. See, there is nothing wrong with God of War. Okay, let that be very clear. It's just that the story is very dark, so to say. Okay, like the story, like the whole starting point is God of War. Like he deletes his own family. Like he is rage filled stuff. Like that's the whole essence I talked about. Like that's cool and all if it's one or two. If every character is that, if every what you call, even in this, like the Ragnarok, God of War Ragnarok, his wife is already dead, pre-dead, pre-murdered wife. I'm like, what the hell? It's like, torturing a male character to, like, give him motivation and all that. It's cool and all, but if that's the only thing everybody does, it's kind of, jades the audience, so to say. Again, there is nothing wrong with the story. Let that be very clear. It's just that every single story can't be that. That's why I was so happy about Pragmata. Let that be very clear. Does Starship economically even make sense? I mean, medium-sized 75-ton rocket capable of doing any job with the docking technologies? Yeah, you are pointing out a very crucial thing. Right now, SpaceX is about to bankrupt America. So they're opening the IPO. Now, here's the deal. Common public is falling under the impression that SpaceX is a rocket company. It's not. It's an AI company. So you have to understand there are three players that is packaged into one company so they can bankrupt America. So in that package, there is SpaceX, which lose money because again, Starship is not working as expected and it's going boom. And again, people are not, like, even their budget accountants are like, yeah, it's like you can say like, oh, it's just testing. Yeah, there is no point of testing 12, 13 times. It's like you have Grasshopper, test it 100 times, who cares? Integrated flight test, that should have only happened like few times, not 10, 20 times. That's not accept. Like again, you can do it if you have money. Now, thankfully, they do have money coming from 2 points. First is Artemis, second is Starlink. So that is money making asset. So SpaceX loses money, Starlink makes money. So all good and well. Well, that was before the AI boom. After the AI boom, because SpaceX burned so much money on AI, yeah, it's almost like 50 billion annual expenditure while your earning is only 1 to 2 billion. So that's the problematic aspect of it. So yeah, Starship is not doing great. Starship only makes sense right now as it is. It only makes sense for Starlink, nothing else. This whole idea of moon mission, which again, you have to understand Elon Musk before you can understand how the heck a rocket can be this messed up. He convinced the world that Boring Company was a good idea. People invested millions of dollars into this. Everybody orgasmed the hell out of it. So if he can convince that sort of thing, and again, no engineer is going to fight their CEO because again, their CEO pays the bill. So I can be damn sure there are more than enough engineers in SpaceX looking into it. Is like, dude, the original design, what they were actually planning was 12-meter diameter. Why does that matter? If you increase the diameter, even if you have to make the wall thicker, surface area to volume ratio improves. So per liter of fuel has very little kilogram of mass for the casing, so to say. So that was the biggest advantage. Second, they double charged that advantage with using carbon fiber. That's how they did all the calculation. Now they shrunk it. Okay. So you lose that mathematical advantage going from 12 meter to 9 meter. Cool, cool, cool. Then you selected the worst material nobody ever makes a rocket out of, stainless steel. And again, is there a metal that is better? Yes, it's called lithium aluminum alloy. Who uses this? Every single buddy, including Falcon 9, including Dragon, including Orion, including Space Shuttle. Everybody uses this. And this whole delusional idea, oh, it can survive re-entry with a heat tile failure. Design a system that does not have a tile failure. Like here's the deal. Space Shuttle did almost 200 missions and it boomed 2 times. So one time booster went to boom. Tile would not have helped, stainless steel would not have helped. Second time, when it was going up during that Kalpana Chawla incident, a tile, sorry, foam block broke off and it was going Mach speed. The rocket was going Mach speed, foam broke off, it was still in atmosphere. So atmosphere just like wabammed it, and all of that combined a punch hole. Like there was a hole in carbon-carbon heat shield, and that's why it damaged during system. Here's the funny thing. If something like that falls off and punches a hole into a heat shield, nothing will survive, including Starship. There's a very good chance if that happens, unless they reinforce the stainless steel to make sure that it can tank that, yeah, there's going to be a hole and it's going to fail. So this whole, and again, Dragon capsule lands without any issue. Orion lands without issue. Apollo, the fastest manned craft, landed without single incident of heat shield failure. This whole delusional idea that heat shield failure, we have to use stainless steel, no. Like even if you said like it was cheaper, again, if your rocket is not flying, you have to switch the material. Like again, Mach 1 was completely useless. It was like 15-ton to low Earth orbit. I'm like, that's 100% useless. Then it was like, okay, we make Mach 2. That's like, what was that? Like not even 40. Something very small, like 30-ton or something like that. That was like below Falcon Heavy. what was the point? So now they are at V3 and people will say, oh, but the Falcon 9 also went. No, Falcon 9 Mark 1 was 10 ton to low Earth orbit. And why it was 10 ton to low Earth orbit? Because that was the contract requirement from NASA for commercial resupply mission. They had to carry that much in order to get approved for the contract. There was no trolling around. Starship is a complete troll project. Like the math cannot, in a rocket, mathematics is not this off ever. Like you are selling flat out telling that you are launching an orbital class asset, which again, if it goes boom, will cause issues to airlines at best case scenario, which it did happen. Like that does not make sense. So fundamentally speaking, Starship is in a stuck scenario. And that AI boom damage, again, what America did is very, what you call, sad and pathetic, is that AI bubble has already burst. So what they realized is that if people dealt with the consequence of that, market will fall apart. So they're like, okay, we're gonna delay the consequence. So we're gonna take this AI package it up in a nicely way and slid it below people's radar. So generally a company, when they want to get into NASDAQ or something like that, they're supposed to wait for 3 months. They change the law so it can be like, you know, just like 15 days, they can just like slide past it. And again, because SpaceX, most people still think it's a space company, even if you are thinking like, you know, oh, Starlink and SpaceX, that's cool. Both are like balanced enough. The AI company is not. They are literally sliding it through that what you call early detection process. So more and more people get invested into it, and then it will become a blackmail system where it's like you can't pull out, you will lose a lot of money. It's the sole reason why Tesla has like $1 trillion valuation, even though they don't sell enough car to justify it. Like everybody is like stuck with it. They have to. Everybody has to hold on to it because what else you gonna do? So doing that with country, and again, I can guarantee you the moment SpaceX goes through, other companies will also, OpenAI, Claude, and all of that. So basically AI bubble has already popped. The only difference is, instead of having collateral damage right now, the collateral damage is people's future pension, and people are gonna starve in the future. So that's what happened. Can Falcon, okay, but don't you think the 75 ton cheaply launched Starlink? No, no, it's a combi development. They're combinational development, meaning what do you need perfectly for Starlink? Assume, I do not know, assume V3 actually can deliver 100 ton to low Earth orbit, not even 150, 100 ton to low Earth orbit. And it is reusable, as in like, let's just hope that it can actually do successful recovery of second stage and no refueling done. You launch, you deploy 100 ton, you come back, both stage, booster and second stage. Yes, for how many satellites they need for V3 of Starlink satellites, there is no alternative, flat out. It makes sense. For everything else, there is a problem. Anupam sir telling to increase birth rate, not to marry. No, I'm not telling you to increase or decrease. I'm telling you the consequence of it. And I've said this time and time again. For some reason, you guys keep forgetting. A man can die, mankind cannot. I'm disposable. I can die. It will be fine. Collectively, you have to ask. China's Gen Z revolution through GitHub. That's you. That's new. So fundamentally speaking, Xi is scared. I doubt it. So now Scamster has revealed that AI is not taking jobs and universal basic income restoration. Now, so now these scamsters have revealed that AI as a what you call job taking thing, it's a slow process. I have no idea why everybody is thinking that, oh, AI will happen and 5 minutes later everybody's job will go away. It will not happen like that. It will be a slow chip off and it will accelerate towards the end. Basically, imagine, I do not know your age. So this phone is a black box of magic. Now I'm old enough, I remember where phones used to be black and white. Like they had a green backlight and it was a black and white LCD. Nokia 33, like I've actually used it. So if you go to that time and said like, again, I'm old enough to remember they were used to say 250 SMS storage, 500 phone book storage, and even the name could not be very long. So in that era, if you had talked like we're gonna have something like this, nobody would have missed it. That's what's happening with AI. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry is working on it, and science is there. It's just that over evaluation is the problematic part. So that creates a very what you call potent mix where people's jobs are not safe. It will not happen overnight. Let that be very clear. I've said that time and time again. First, it will start with layoffs. Then it will start with shrinkage. Then it will be like, okay, yeah, we can just not hire more people. So slowly it will happen. Hookup culture is also on the rise. I doubt that. Was a video on the S2T Discord someone has sent, bro, watch the video on the S2T Discord and so on. No, I don't know. So fundamentally, like again, I would urge all of you, like I've seen many of your comments and it's like, it's literally the first thought that comes out of your mind, you're just writing it down. Again, when I was younger, I could have tanked it. Now I'm getting old. Your boy is getting old. So like I get fatigued now easily. So if you you have any thought, crunch it. There's nothing wrong with a thought, but everything wrong if you just like blah it out. Crunch it. Think it through. Like spend some time with it. Like 5 minutes, not more than that, just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. I'm not asking more than that. Just 5 minutes. Whatever idea you have, just crunch it. Trust me, if you start to do that, your brain will start to link up some nodes that you yourself have. I'm not asking for something else. And if you do not have that, your brain will know what am I missing. But you have to do that crunching. Cut, 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 cut. You have to do that crunching. Without that crunching, things will fall apart. Old grumpy enough. Yeah, it happens, man. It will happen to all of you, including me. Everybody. It's like as you get older, it's a different thing. Things change. New studies have found pay rise of women leads to lower birth rate and pay rise of men leads to increase in family. See, we have known this for 10,000 years. Like here's the deal. You can say something is good or bad, but you do not know. I do not know. So who knows? Time. For example, let's say there is two culture, right? Let's just say Afghanistan and which country you're talking about? Denmark, okay? Afghanistan and Denmark. Afghanistan, let's say, treats women like not good. Let's just put it that, not good. Denmark treats women good. Now, women do stupid things in Denmark, not having babies. What happens if you run this simulation for, let's just say, 120 years, which is not that far. Like there are people alive that have 120 lifespan, and it's barely 4 generations. 4 people will start, they will only have 1 kid each. 2 people will start, will have only 1 kid. 4, 2, 1, you died. You died in less than 1 century. Afghanistan was there, is there, will there. So that's why you have to understand, fundamentally, you and I do not decide what is right or wrong. Time decides. If you survive, great. If you do not survive, no matter what you say, it's like, here rots feminist utopia. It's like, no, if it rots, it's not, if it's dead, it's not great. Is the Japanese brain damage? Like, it's we had the great empires. No, you did not. You were so egocentric that you forgot what's the value of life. How do you think of minimum wage? It got, like, see, minimum wage philosophy was good. And it even worked during the golden era. It's just that you have to understand that people who are in position of power, they generally want more power. But it's a task of everyone else to like apply disc brake. That disc brake broke. That's why minimum wage did not climb up with inflation. It should have always done that. And it was like, okay, but it will increase the cost of service and goods. No. Only thing, again, I've talked about the AI bubble also. It's like if, in Trump, yeah, in Trump and like, there's a border thing, and I was like, oh, if we do not have cheap labor, how we'll have like, but here's the deal, you have cheap labor, okay? That's what you are saying, right? During, let's say, this guy, who was before Trump? Biden era, you had cheap labor. Cool, awesome. Were goods cheap? No. Then what the hell? You had cheap labor, you had free infinite cheap labor. Why the heck goods were not cheap? Because all the profit was going into profit margin. All the wealth right now is stuck in that profit margin. The old, what you call stable world view is basically you make 1x, your manager makes 20x, CEO makes 100x. Cool, fine, great, balanced, GG. What we have right now, you make 1x, your manager makes 20x. Cool. CEO makes 50,000x. That's the broken part. I even shared a graph of it. That's the, what you call, unbalanced, the broken element. That's why things are not working as they should. So again, let's say there is 2 society. One society makes sure that graph does not go stupid. Another society is like, who cares? One of them will die very quickly. So, is the biopower in the era government needs a PPR to run the system, otherwise system will collapse? I do not understand what you okay, let's talk about something far more immediate. Again, things that I do today only. Like his deal. This is my what you call lab bench power supply. Okay, you can see that. Again, this thing you are seeing. Yeah, this is for Darlington pair transistor. That is in my, hold on. let me show you guys. Okay. So this is the what you call power transformer. This is the Darlington pair. The audio pair was like two of them are NP, and I'm using those. PNP, I'm not using that. I don't think I need to buy two more. For again, my first ever lab bench power supply. This is the what you call bridge rectifier. This is what I had for ballast. That's why those two white resistors are there for ballast. Again, otherwise they will become unbalanced and one transistor will burn up. Although I don't think they should be able to burn up because those transistors are rated for 100 watt and they have some amount of heat sinking. So idea is distributing load should keep each of their temperature reasonable. Again, that's what I'm hoping. So that's why I added terminals here. So I can replace those Darlington. I made those Darlington, but you can buy Darlington, which has like, you know, the signal transistor and the power transistor inbuilt. So everything in this as of now works. I do not know how good. Again, I have not wrapped it up yet. Everything in this works. It's a voltage control system with current control. That's the first requirement. A lab bench power supply must have current control. So I solved that, I think, last week itself. Before last week, I have solved that. So we have this current shunt that is feeding this op amp. There is two op amp inside that IC. One op amp is the gain control. Basically, the voltage drop here is very small. That current gain amps it up. Then it compares it. The second second op amp inside that IC does the comparison between the second pot and what is the read out it, and voila, that's how it controls the voltage. Everything good, everything works, everything is awesome. Then what was the delay? Signal LEDs. Because again, there was a scenario where I had like shorted the output, again, intended to, and I cranked up the current. Current was only going to like, you know, I think 700 milliamps, but voltage was not going up no matter what I was doing. It hit me that if I do not know whether current is active, current control is active, I will not know why my voltage is not rising. So I needed a LED. All power supply have that. All lab bench good power supply. Although surprisingly few DIY have that. So I worked for almost a week. How the heck I'm supposed to add because I have only one signal transistor and I do not want it to use any op amp. So idea is I have one signal. Basically this transistor that you are saying, this transistor is doing the current control. So basically it's pulled down the voltage signal. So this is the signal. I have to basically have LEDs going on and off based on one signal, and I cannot load that signal. So I have like a 25 kilo ohm resistor and then it goes to a signal. This I figured out today after my morning chore. I figured out today how to do that. Originally I was trying something like this. You can say like there are 3 transistors. So I needed one LED to run if the transistor is on, another to run on when the transistor is off. I need complementary logic. That was surprisingly difficult to crack. Again, let me be very clear, anyone who knows what they are doing, they will be figured it out in 5 minutes. It took me time, but today that happened. So I'm very happy. So now I'm one step closer to just wrapping it all up. The only thing now missing is I do not have compensation capacitors, because there is a risk this sort of naked system could oscillate and you want to have capacitor to dampen things out. New member of new member. No, I'm not member of Congress Party. Cockroach member party. Okay, how to improve speaking and facing crowd skill? Do it again and again. See, there is no cheat code. There is no do this, it will help you. That's not how it works. You have to physically do it again and again and again, and then you will become good. Same way, like for example, forcing myself to go through this. I could have, again, I'm genuinely shocked. I do not even want to do calculation on how much money I burnt in this, but I could have bought a simple linear lab power supply. That's not an issue. And it would have been more powerful. Like that transformer, if I'm optimistic, it's barely 3 amps. So I'm targeting 2.5 amps. So realistically speaking, I cannot, hold up. I could have bought a lab bench power supply, but I could not have learned anything about it. If you guys recall my previous live stream, I was talking about making the hold on. I have that schematics printout. Let me find the printout. Okay, I'm trying to find the printout and all that. Found it. So this is the schematics that I was trying to make. So I think, yeah, it's fully in capture and all that. So this is from SignLab. He had a YouTube video also. I tried to make it. I could not get it working. Again, there is a good chance that it was an issue with the breadboard. That's how I trusted. But because it has a negative voltage rail, it fried my brain trying to understand it. So I decided, F it. Let me make, and again, this has this issue. Once I make this, I can't do much with it. If, for example, let's just say I'm optimistic and I want to make a programmable power supply, basically where I can have a computer controlling an Arduino, controlling this. Yeah, this will not work for that because the core is LM317. I do not know how it works internally. But in this, I can do current and voltage control from a microcontroller without any issue. That's how I designed it. Every aspect of it is designed in such a way that if I want to scale this puppy up, I can do that. So, and again, you're like, okay, what's the point of linear nowadays? Every quality power supply is linear right now. Like you can open it up, it will have a pre-stage that is switching. So it will take AC high voltage, drop it down to your voltage requirement plus 3 volts. So let's just say you want 5 volt out, it will have plus 3 volt out depending what sort of system it has. And then it will pre-regulate for that linear stage, and then linear stage will give you the clean, stable output. So this skill set is not lost. And look into any SoC in your mobile phone. It has LDO, low dropout resistor, which are a linear device. So having mastery over that, not again, I'm not that master, but again, learning about it, having a proper understanding of it is shut up, take money. And again, I did not wanted to spend money just to buy it because I would not have grown. I have struggled, suffered for this, and it had helped me to learn a lot. So. Hold on, I keep forgetting this thing. I cannot have YouTube chat as like top chat. It has to be live chat, otherwise timeline wise it becomes confusing. So you are saying that surviving, you need to treat women like shit. No, see, this is what you call bullshit. You are bullshitting. I'm not. I'm saying it's up to women. It's up to women. Not me, not you. Up to women. And again, who's the final judge, jury, and executioner? You or I? None of us. Future is. So it's up to them. It's up to women. They have to make that decision. It's up to their life. Again, it's the same thing. Action has consequences. It's not up to me. Like, see, don't do that. Like, don't try to like, okay, got you and all that. It's not of that. Like, because again, I am not time. You are not time. You and I cannot pass that judgment. Now, of course, you can calculate based on trajectory, but it might give you an answer that you do not want. So it's not up to you. It's not up to me. It's up to women. Okay. How to improve speaking? Okay, I meant a system in the government need people to maintain the system. Yeah, of course they do. Hydrogen train clean. Yeah, see, that's a good what you call make rich people more rich scheme. What's your thoughts on AI plus smartphone CEO? I do not know what exactly you're talking about, so my apologies. What is your super Illinois less rain in 2020? Huh? Dude, see, don't just like, I'm not a guy who absorbs all the news all the time. There is a limited thing. Like, I focus on the topic that I cover. After that, every single moment I have, it's going into this project. Like nothing else. Although I'm very disappointed in this. This is very slow. Like, it does work. That's the good part. It does work. That's the good. Is slow. Like, if I'm changing the potentiometer, it's like 5 volt, 0 volt. It's like, it takes its sweet time. I'm buying some analog meters, like, actual needle meter, because again, for a first project, it will look cool as hell, and it will also make a good video title rather than just number changing. So I'm hopeful for that. Those meters were expensive, but again, I like something changed inside me. I'm almost feeling my death coming. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna be a guy who's like, who has money in a bank account and never managed to finish a project. So I'm like, if money burning happens, let the money burn. That's why I'm never calculating how much money I spent on this. But again, if I finish it up, which I can do right now, it will be good. Like, it would be, I had an idea, I start with it, and I finished it. So again, the LED happened. That made me very relaxed today. Only one more idea I have, which is, again, I have to work very hard to make sure the scope creep does not have it. That's why I'm not adding any digital circuit to it. Just analog, old school. One thing I do want, again, it's quality of life. If it does not work, that's not an issue. Where is that? My apologies. So I bought switches like this. It's available in my hometown for like surprisingly expensive, but it is available. It's a good switch. Now what I want to have is LED inside the switch. Thankfully, what the heck? Did I move it from here? Everything should be physically here. I have no idea where the heck it went. It's confusing to me. Okay, I have basically opened one of these and they have indicator LED inside. Now it's on AC mains, it will work flawlessly, but I'm not planning for AC mains. I want this switch. Again, I have one switch for AC mains, great. LED indicator, great. Second, for output. And again, because it's a double pole, I have the luxury of like, turning both positive and negative on and off. Great, awesome. It has LED. I opened it up, figured out what the hell, it was directly below. Yeah, so as you can see, so this is the LED part. You can see this white stuff has the LED. I can have a flexible wire coming from the outside and it will be able to turn on or off the LED. Great. Problem? How do I turn on the LED? I originally thought, okay, if I have positive here, negative here, just have a LED through it. Yeah, that will work great if the voltage is fixed. If at 15 volt, I select the resistor for 15 volt, you drop it to 5 volt, the LED will barely glow. So that's an issue. And it's like, again, this is 0 to, again, that's why I did not work on this. You can have LM317 without negative volt, but it will only go to 1.25 volt. I wanted 0 volt. So what if I'm, setting it up to like 0.5 volt, right? I'm testing something, 0.5 volt, or current control is forcing that. I will not have an indication here. So indication has to be done externally. My idea right now, which again, recently I thought of it, both terminals will have basically, one will be live, one would be off or on. So this will be going to op amp, this will also go to op amp. And again, I will have giant resistor on op amp, so the current draw would be negligible. And again, op amps don't have current draw, ideal. So I'll have a very simple, basically it will act as a comparator. If it detects the switch is off, there will be a difference. Transistor will be on or off, does not matter. Now I figured out how to have differential. And then when I turn it on, it turns on the LED here. That's what I want. Like that will be the final thing. That will be like chef's kiss. Because again, this guy, he did made a very good system, but like, holy damn, the price of this IC, this has a current control IC for some reason, LM334Z. Yeah, that IC is like 1,000 rupees. I have no idea, like he might have bought it for some other project or maybe available cheaply in his country, but holy damn, that, current control IC is very expensive. So everything I designed is like any Tom, Dick and Harry can build it surprisingly cheaply. It's just that experimenting, figuring things out took a lot of time and effort. So, what's in your list? Current and voltage range of circuit ignoring the transformer. Generally, you should be able to go to 30 volt. After 30 volt, the op amps will burn up. So, basically 24 to 28 volt, great. And again, there is a potential that if I'm not happy with the transformer, I can go to basically, I do have an old laptop power supply. That power supply is 19 volt. Now, the reason why I targeted 15 volt is because when you say 12 volt, if you're talking about any sort of 12 volt source, let's just say lead acid battery, it's not 12 volt. At full charge, it's 14.5 or something like that. And fully discharged is 9 volt. So you do need that range. And if you're like, okay, my power supply only goes to 12 volt, it's useless. So, and even if you are like, let's just say you're making an LED for your car interior light, you have to test it, how does it work at 15 volt. So that's why I have that 0 to 15 volt range. Thankfully, the transformer is 18018. I have the range. I have the wiggle room, so to say. How much YouTube pays you for a Hindi channel 1 hour live? I guess tech channels get better than vlog. No, money wise, my channel is not working. I think India can never be land of entrepreneurs, only scammers. Well, scammers are a type of entrepreneur, not a good one, but they are. I guess more and more women get educated, they participate in increase in workforce, the birth rate shrinks, the society changes, and maintenance keep up its birth rate to 2.5. So again, you are saying things, I am saying things. Math is known, it's not working out. Again, assuming trajectory. Trajectory says, yeah, we did. Like Hindu in India died in 1984, that kind of bad. Now, again, hope I'm wrong, pray I'm wrong, but math is not looking good. And again, if future unfolds as people are warning, ooh, yeah. 8K people make a 4K baby, 4K people make 2 baby, 2K people make 1 baby, die poof, and 58 years, 2 people make 4 babies, like grandpa do, and humanity do. This helps humanity to thrive. See, everybody thinks that like you can have baby, you can't afford it. There's a whole saying, I do not know whether many of you heard it or in your culture is there or not. It's like, it takes a village to raise a child. We are breaking that infrastructure fundamentally, psychologically, sociologically, economically. It cannot be rebuilt. So, Toyota hybrid system better than series hybrid? See, if that were statement to be true, which Toyota hybrid has been trying from 1993, every Toyota vehicle would be that. Remove other brands, every Toyota would be that. It's not. It's not great. Again, I do not blame Toyota, because you have to understand they were very early on this, and that time they were using nickel metal batteries. Of course, it could not have done the full EV that Edison is doing right now. It could not have done that. And again, this guy, Tech Connections, and again he messed up, because again he's not an engine guy. He does not understand why you can't just have, like, engine connected to the wheels. I do not blame him, and again I understand why he's not understanding why Nissan is doing that series hybrid system. It's like if you compare the same engine, like don't directly compare, oh, some Toyota engine to like a General Electric engine. No, compare same engine, series hybrid will give you better mileage. So that series hybrid can be built, let's say 2010 when you could have built it. 2015 it would have been easy. 2020 it's like cheap. So only recently it can be done. I'm late. DDR3 is cheap more than enough, and cheap and more than enough. See, that's a meaningless statement. For example, let's just say your motherboard is DDR5. That statement means nothing. Your motherboard is DDR4. That statement means nothing. You are like, okay, I'm gonna buy a motherboard. Are you gonna get a latest processor? No, you're not. And again, I do not mean you will get old processor, you will get ancient processor, because again, you can, the best Intel processors are, again, they jumped later into the DDR5, so they had certain range where it was available for both the DDR4 and DDR5, not DDR3. So that sort of statement makes no sense. Like, that's why I said, like, 5 minutes, not more, just 5 minutes, crunch it. Have some thought on that. Planting tree on both sides of the road city can reduce surface temperature of road by 4 to 5 degree. Yeah, not enough anymore. And again, Delhi has that. In many roads it has that. It has no value. And be mindful, many times people think trees reduce temperature. They don't. They just consume water. They are basically open evaporative pool. So to say. Could not see the Hindi one. It's the video is still there. Humans are extinct within 2022. Again, time, I won't be alive by then, so it's not my concern. What do you think of veganism? I feel like it's got ruined because of the bad marketing from bunch of Karens. That is true. That is fundamentally true. And again, you have to understand that there is no what you call, how should I put this? Brand ambassador, so to say. So if all you are saying is ugly people bitching about veganism, nobody want to be vegan. Like, you have to be sexy, you have to be rich, you have to be like a porn star. If you are that, then people are like, oh, veganism brings this sort of things. People will do that. But if like all they are seeing is skinny, ugly people, and it's like, I don't want to be vegan. Like, again, if people realize I'm vegan, they'll say, oh, that's why you're losing hair. It's like, it's genetic. My father lost hair, everybody lost. It's like, and then people will make up random things where it's like, oh, you cannot find this vitamin. I'm like, either A, that vitamin, you have malfunction, because again, if there is any critical vitamins, if you do not have in your body, you die. India have generations of Hindus who never had that. Again, generation of Buddhists who never had meat. That would not physically exist if this, like, oh, this essential oil and all that, because somebody heard it somewhere and they keep repeating it. It's like, that's not either your human body synthesizes it or some other food source does it. And again, veganism has this main problem that most people don't know that you're supposed to eat multiple things, not just one. Like, we balanced diet. Well, Sampohit ahar or something like that. In Hindi, there is a word for that. It's difficult. I'm not going to deny it's difficult, but we don't do it, so we bitch. So. Is there what is the future of 3D industry after that? See, I can only talk about future when I'm actually covering that topic. After that, it's like, it just becomes a what you call a meaningless thought exercise. It's raining here in Delhi. Yeah, it rained here also. Wish me luck. I have complete 3 subjects, physics, chemistry, bio, while learning how to deal with bipolar disorder and Purus archetype. I do have reliable sources. Well, good luck. It was good movement though, but left people destroyed it. See, right now, the way leftists are going, they're not gonna be there for long. Like, it's too venomous, too hateful. It's like that's why I said, like, the whole point of that, you need hope. You can't just like bitching for the bitching sake. Like, you have to find hope. Like, there has to be a reason for it. It cannot be just like, okay, like, I'll give you a simple example. While reading many comments make me almost like, am I the crazy one? Because again, you must have seen, if you know, Asmongold is a very massive YouTuber at this point in time, and he has this point, like, just you're just stupid, SDL. If I start thinking like that, why am I making video? I have to just accept it as like, everybody is stupid. Why the hell am I having this conversation, have this discussion? Again, fundamentally, I was stupid too. So I have to believe, I have to wish, hope, pray that people can learn and people can grow. And if that's not true, then what's the point of humanity? At that point in time, if humanity goes extinct, I don't care. But I have to believe fundamentally, on a like fundamental level, this has to happen for me. Otherwise, I will not enjoy this YouTube work. So is that people can learn and grow. Why do I have that faith? Because I learned and I grew. Like, when I started this YouTube channel 7 years ago, I have covered it, Noon Energy. If you are a member, you could have seen the video in English and in the channel. Matt Farrell or someone like that, bald guy who makes a lot of renewable tech video, a very massive channel. He made a video about it 1 day ago or 2 days ago, okay? And it was so bad, it pissed me off. It pissed me so off, I made a video on this. That's how badly it pissed me off. And you have to understand, he has a team. He has like people making thumbnails, he has people doing research, he may even have talked with them. And he was talking about this battery where it's like, it breathes in oxygen and breathes out oxygen. I'm like, okay, cool, great. And he was showing a patent drawing where you had oxygen inside a tank. I'm like, bro, those two things are not same. He might have gotten an old patent, and people just like, he just ran with it. And I'm like, that's why like I did not hire people, because if you hire people, their salary becomes your hurdle. At that point in time, you have to sell more honey. So again, I could not have, like a 7-year-old younger Anupam people could not have gone that deep into it, where it's like, okay, this is how it's working. That would not have happened, but it did happen now. So I have faith that if I can learn, I'm not the smartest, other can easily outpass me, and that's the whole point. Like, I'm here, I want you to be here, and you should want other people to be here, or even your younger self, as in like next generation. So that's the whole point. Tick, 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 tick. I have to fundamentally believe that. Good moment. I just tried it. Pacemaker, Raspberry Pi, DIY laptop using 3D print. Nah, that's pointless. See, Raspberry Pi is so expensive at this point in time. You will get a second-hand laptop for the same price. So it's that era of, like, Raspberry Pi has gone. It's no longer cheap enough. Can you direct me some video where I can know how about Ahiravat company, I want to start going and so and so. There is a whole channel, my man. I have interviews, I have documentary, I have stuff. The whole thing is there. It's a whole channel, man. Okay, let me give you the whole channel link directly. Okay. Here you go. Okay, it should work now. You're a village to raise a child, but it's time till next decade that villages are full of AI bots and no bulk population. See, that's the common delusion people have, that AI can replace people. It cannot. It's almost the same delusion of people who do not understand how mass production works. Like, for example, can we build at this point in time, 2026, a factory that has complete automation? As in, there's not a single person in building the car. Yes, there are factories that are almost that. Then how does it operate? Because again, each robot is very expensive because they are selling millions of it. Remove the population, there is no demand. And voila, nobody can afford it. AI has the same limitation. You cannot have a tiny population because not enough people will be able to pay it. And every individual price will go stupid. Like it's like we can't have cars if every car is a Rolls Royce. Like it will not happen. Like flat out. The only like think it this way: we have the history of automobile, right? There were other vehicles than Henry Ford's Model T, but then why everybody talks about Model T? Because it made it cheap. Again cheap for that time, and cheap in contrast to what others were offering. They made it cheap. They sold millions of it. That's how it created the infrastructure that allowed petrol pumps to exist, that allowed a repair shop to exist, that allowed tire puncture shops to exist. All of that ecosystem happened. Then other people grew. So you cannot shrink, oh, I'm just going to shrink it. Everything will remain the same. No, you will just die painfully, horrendously. And so I went to a supercapacitor one. I have under the video roadmap, future cement comment development update. I can see. See, if anything happens with the engine, again, we are struggling with certain stuff, which again, to be expected. This is, if company like Tata is not making an engine in India, there is a reason for that. It's like if why Tata trucks are like a Cummins engine, there is a reason for that. So again, we are trying something bold, risky, big. It will be painful. I do expect that. So let's see how it goes. If anything happens, any positive progress happens, I will not shut up about it. Don't worry about it. And again, we are stuck in that chicken and egg scenario. For funding, we need a working engine. For working engine, we need funding. So chicken and egg scenario. So we are slowly chipping away at it, chipping away at it, chipping away at it. And eventually we'll crack it. Again, even this power supply board, it took time. So I'm like, bro, engine is 10 times more complex. So it's one of those things. You just takes time. Things takes time. Hold on. Yeah. So again, I'm just really, again, they have not shipped it. Like there is only one company in Amazon that actually has that analog meters, and it's like ohm meters, I think it's called OM meters, and they are like very slow in shipping. The shipping was like 2 weeks. I'm just hoping at least they ship it, man. Although I have to say the wire shipping, thankfully Amazon did refund me. That was a lot of money. I did lost some amount of money with that naked wire. I'm fine with that. I can live with that. But I did lost a lot of money if that 24 gauge wire set has not arrived. So why US suddenly has, think in this way, like in America in holistic sense, it had no problems. So it developed allergies. It's basically like a child that does not fall sick or does not have like, contaminants and like, basically outdoor play, dirty diseases and all that. His immune system freaks out. Immune system is like, what the, and it attacks the body. Same thing happened. Now does man become cold like, no compromise with peace, boomer hate. See, it's not who hates it or I have a very simple philosophy of this. Everybody has that. It's like you have to make it. Let that be very clear. Is that someone paying you? Yes or no? If no, the end. Discussion ends. The end. I do not have to care what you think about me. Like flat out. Nothing. Flat out. Now it takes time to build up. Hold on. It takes time to build up that sort of thick skin, because unless you are born with sociopathic gene codex, you can't do that easily. So, but again, eventually you have to reach that point where it's like, bro, are you paying me? Yes or no? If yes, then we'll think about it. If no, I do not have time for this. Flat out. No BS, no hululu, just like the end. So it's like, oh, they hate it. It does not matter. It's like, and again, while everybody is like, okay, you say birth rate is like, then you are not getting married. It's like, again, I have said it time and time again. You're gonna suffer, okay? You are alive, you're gonna suffer. The end. That's the end. The only difference is worthy suffering or meaningless suffering. Meaningless suffering will make you bitter, resentful, and hateful. I don't want that. Marriage, in Hindu marriage sense, leads to that. You need proof, go to family court near you. I'm not going to explain more than that. So I'm out on that. Now, whatever the consequence of that would be, I am fine to deal with it. Because as I'm getting older, I'm realizing the things that everybody who dies misses that. It's like, it's never, oh, I played it safe. It's always like, why the heck I played it safe and I'm dying anyway. I'm getting older. Like, my spine is not as great as it used to be. I'm worried about my knees. Like, I'm getting older. Like, fundamentally, that's happening. That's why I'm burning so much money on this lab bench power supply. There is no need for it. But it's like, I want that suffering rather than, oh, I saved up some money to do what? I'll be old. Like, okay, how much money I'm gonna burn on escorts? So fundamentally, it reaches a point. It's like I have to switch priorities. Basically, priority has to go from future to today. There is no future. Anupam Vipul has crossed that 30 mark. So I keep talking about, like, there are 3 stages of life: 0 to 30 child, 30 to 60 adult, 60 to 90 old. So I am in that adult phase, and I already burnt like, almost 3-4 years of it. And most of that high energy state, like, your 25 to 35, most of it was spent in court case, and I did not tackle it effectively. So fundamentally, I have to basically, catch up, so to say, catch up to the best of my abilities. Hold on, somebody might be pinging me. To say, okay, my apologies. E30 petrol, I genuinely don't care anymore. It's like, your team mentioned that Egypt should have solved the Gaza issue, but not full context behind that statement. Go into Google Map, look into Egypt, and there is a Gaza. There is a giant wall that makes Israel war looks like a child. They have Egypt war, and there is empty space. Huge, enormous, empty space. What the hell? What the hell? I do not know what the hell is going on. I hope the system is working, but like, it's stuck. Versus men versus women. This men are most men fall behind women superior. They don't use if I have a subscription. Yes, YouTube is throwing some tantrum.